Kapa Hawaiian FM, 100.3, 99.1, and online at kaparadio.com. Another edition of the Kapa Cafe. Today, joining us, Apokolani, of course, the CD that we've been talking about all week long. Uncle Keoki, Auntie Yvonne, coming in from beautiful Kohala, correct? Kohala?
Right.
Aloha kakahiaka. Good to see you both.
Aloha.
Lovely to see you. Lovely.
Lovely to see both of you. It's been years, actually.
It's been a while. It's been a while. You know, we have the honor of, well, first of all, the project, and congratulations on such a well-produced, created project. Before I get into the first question, Jazz, I'm going to go ahead and let you ask about the packaging, which you are so thrilled about.
Well, you know, when I get music, which I get, God, maybe 100 a month at minimum, you know, it's hard to go through them. So a lot of the times it's the visual that captures me first. And so far, every project that I get from you, the packaging is just top notch, from the quality to the creativity and just the professionalism on your work. Because I get a lot of unprofessional stuff a lot. So it's just nice to, you know, when people go above and beyond to really make their product or their album, their life's work really represent how much they put into it. So bravo. Is that, Yvonne, is that your work, the cover and everything?
It is. It's really my passion. I've always loved graphics. I was the little kid, like your young boy, about that age. I was the family with a brownie camera, which you've probably never heard of, but taking pictures, and just the eye started seeing because of that. And I love it. It's a passion.
You know, I gotta admit, in your, I mean, we're gonna get to the music, but I'm gonna go on this cover. You also seem very, you know, when you look at a project, sometimes you get nice graphics from people, but you could tell that culturally somebody hasn't done the research or something, or just the mana'o sometimes doesn't fit the packaging or whatever. And both of the projects that I've received from you just looks like a lot of mana'o was put into the packaging as well.
You were going to say something?
Yeah.
I could hear him ready to say something.
No, I'll let you talk. That's your work.
So much comes just from, it's the energy from around us. And the graphics don't come first. The subject comes first. And it's like, it's just like the songs he writes. What are the sounds that capture the feeling we have? And it's the whole range from sadness to kolohe to upset. How do we process? And so the graphics come from that. And I do have to share, because I did not write it on the CD, but the black and white photograph was a black and white photograph from the summer when Uncle and I were running around, and he was getting a'ama, and we're at Kahe Point, and that's a whole lovely story, when his father wanted to be sure the boys all knew how to get a'ama. But we're Waikiki side of Kahe Point. If you were to stand there today, it wouldn't be the same. So that Aue Noho'i, it wouldn't be the same, because you're looking towards Disneyland and hotels.
You know, all those hotels there now, they call Disney World or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't there before when we used to go camp out there for days, sometimes weeks, depends. And it was a family thing. And so that all changed. Never had that power plant over there. If you folks familiar with that area, you know, got that big electric power plant right there on the ocean side. And So yeah,
So that was from a time we went holo holo, down the road, camp out, dirt road, none of that's there. And Aue Noho'i, oh my goodness, it's happening. We're seeing it happen again. And we have to bear witness. Yeah. Anyway.
That's a beautiful segue. That's a beautiful segue to my to what I was going to ask you about the inspiration about the project and that title, and where you folks were inspired and how you were inspired with this Aue Noho'i Pili Aina Kahi, and understanding, I guess, how do we move forward? Yeah, Auntie, how do we process where we are and move forward?
Yeah, that's the thing. And really the inspiration that's got to come from Uncle. Most of the songs are him. Some I wrote, but the rhythms, which are all about energy, the rhythms are not like, I'm going to play this rhythm. It's what captures a feeling that's not even clear. When he's creating a song, I can hear him playing, maybe it's a kihoalo or maybe whatever, and I hear it and it's like, oh, something new. I don't even walk past the door in that room. I go around, I find another way, because I don't want to break, because it comes from someplace outside ourselves.
But the songs, just, well, both of you're very deep into music one way or another, and martial arts and hula, and for me, the music that people ask me, what come first, the music or the lyrics? I said, when both of them come at the same time, they're gifts from the heavens, because I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what, but those that come together, lyrics and music, to me, that's the most powerful thing. So I feel like they're not mine, and it should be shared. People need to hear it. And so that's how that's how it is for me. Some songs I work at it and I work at it and I work at it and I work at it, but the ones that just all come without, I ask Auntie, who is this for? where did this come from? And we've had awakening times when, oh, okay, that's who it was for, because they would come up and tell us, oh, did this sound like me? I said, oh, well, maybe it was for you. I don't know.
One of the songs was.
Are you guys using a lot of the technology of today? Like, for instance, a lot of those times when those mele come, where it's the music and the words come together, it's usually at an odd time. It's not when you sit down and write. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's when you're on the highway and you're not there. Are you using technology? Like, I know when a song comes to me, I get on my phone and I talk text the lyrics, or I YouTube myself and I sing the. Are you doing that, or you go, oh no, I gotta get home already? And
well,
one time we did it with a phone call way back, right?
Yeah.
Well, now since Auntie keep telling me, oh, you lose so many songs, because you know how you think, oh, I'm going to remember that tomorrow, and then it's gone. It's like, so Auntie, I don't know how long ago,
10 years probably,
bought an iPad. So if it's just blurbs, I don't know what it is. I just iPad and put it down, and maybe weeks, months, a year, maybe later, I'll listen to it. Like, oh, this sounds like something,
Because before that, it would be like phone message to himself, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was leave yourself a message on the answering machine.
Don't do that song, because there were just a multitude of songs that disappeared. They had other purposes, I guess, but not for ready. You're not going to lose any more songs, just even if it's just one line, because those rhythms turn into something later.
I like to call I like to call the music, or the compositions that you both have created together individually, conscious music. Has that always been a part of your creative process? Because there's always a message. There's a message, and or something that you can take away from maybe not just the lyrics, but the movement of the music.
That's emotional, because we've always wondered, what do we call our music?
Yeah.
Because
They don't have a category like that. Maybe they need to have one like that.
Because we don't fit a category, because there's a couple more CDs in the works. They're really close. And there's Kihoalo, there's the Kolohe ones that you only hear certain places. But yeah, that conscious music, I'm going to use that. Thank you.
Yes.
It's also kind of partial folk music in a sense. Like if you go back to if you look at some of the albums of old, like Sons of Hawaii, and you see like the credits of the liner notes, the Americans were like calling it folk music, because that's kind of what folk music is. It's storytelling. So, and your style is very much that older style. Your ukulele playing is very much that kind of Peter Moon, Otosan kind of very simple, but very classy, clean playing, not all over the place kind, which fits the storytelling, because it doesn't distract from the storytelling.
Oh yeah, mahalo for that. I guess it's all a melting pot of how we grew up. Go down the beach with a 6-pack or a case of Primo beer, gold label back then. And when you can have campfire and the brothers will come down and you have your ukulele and you, what's this song? What's that song? And you don't know chords, you don't know whatever, and you just find sound and you play the music. And Pops, I learned Kiwalo from watching him slack his guitar and make sounds. And my older brother, bless his heart, he's been gone, I don't know, 5 years now. He's about 6 years older than me, bless his heart. But I can remember Hanabara days, he used to get together with his friends, and on the ukulele, they used to play Joe Beam kind of songs. He was really into jazz, and so when
Brazilian jazz,
this kind of energy, or whatever you call it, comes about, I always tell Auntie, this must be from my brother when I used to watch him, because there was kind of influence, the kind of jazz kind of influence, I really think came from him, and he was playing that kind of music way back in the early mid 60s on the ukulele. And and I used to like small kid, right? Wow, what are you doing? And
but you guys have a lot of different musicians. Speaking of that feel outside of the ukulele and everything that you hear on the project, you've chosen a handful of musicians that are playing this music that is, how do I say this? It's really accentuating the mood, the intention, and you can actually hear the music. Like Jazz was saying, it's not all over the place. Like you can hear the sax. You can, where the instrumentation is placed, you're actually allowed to enjoy it. And it's one of those things, when you're just growing up when I was growing up, my mom would put on Brothers Casimiro, and that's what we would clean house to. Yeah. This CD is that CD that you can play all day long, because it has this really calming, groovy energy to it. So it just fills the house with such goodness. But I wanted to come back to the musicians and who you chose to be a part of the project and why.
Okay, well, I'll talk a little bit, but then I'll let Auntie, because a lot of that is her Paul Lindbergh, the saxophone player, is so prominent in there. 2012, when we did the Red Wine and Blue Skies album, um, that's another story. But I finally, after a year or so, trying to get him interested in doing something with me, he was playing with Maggie Herring at Mauna Kea, and I heard of him. So we used to go down there at nighttime. I would drink hot tea, listen to them, and they would maybe have
Something.
And so I just drink hot tea and I listen. And every Fridays for a while, I used to go down there, get to know him and stuff like that.
And we had a mutual friend because he also makes pipo boards. He's a real ocean person.
Yeah. And so finally, after a year or year and a half, maybe, it's kind of ironic because I was going hilo to one of my auntie's funeral celebration. I was going to be in the evening. So I called up Paul. He lives almost exactly 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours from our house to his house. I said, hey, Bob, I gotta go to a funeral celebration in the evening, but you have some time in the morning. He said, yeah, come over. So I went over, took my ukulele and go inside his sound room. And we talk, and we don't really know each other yet. And so he goes, oh, you brought your guitar? And I said, oh, no, I brought my ukulele. And he looked at me, he gave me this weird look. And then he says, oh, well, okay, play something. And so I started playing, and then he looked at me and he pulled out his saxophone and he started blowing. And that was 2012, and we've kind of been together since.
I got to be there, that magic moment.
And he always told me way back then, he said, he told me about there's plenty good musicians on the island, and Hawaii get plenty good musicians, but you gotta find the ones that want to play your songs. And I never understood that way back then. And I was really green, afraid of the mics, afraid of being in a studio and all that kind of stuff, and kind of shy to tell a guy, oh no, you got to do something else, not that, all that kind of stuff.
He's over that.
I'm over that. Because you learn once it's down, you folks know that, just once it's on record, it's there forever, and you cannot change it then, right? So I've learned to be all right to make it sound the way you think you want to hear it. But anyway.
Well, the choices of musicians you guys have asked to be a part of it, I think are just that.
Well, I think they, in some ways, they choose the music too. And you know that when something, jazz, when it's just who connects, who relates to that. And Keoki, because he didn't study music, he always thinks his music's simple. And I tell you, I play the piano a little bit. I go, no, that's not simple. You don't know what that chord is, but look, this is a really inverted minor, whatever, 13, And he has no idea. To him, it's just, that's the energy. That's what the song wanted. That came easy. These guys love his surprises in music, and his music sounds, this is me. He doesn't say this. He doesn't think this way about his music, but his music is not simple. He leaves an incredible amount of space, like the space between the notes is even more important than the notes, or at least as important. And so a lot of the music is that. And
that makes sense, Auntie. That makes sense, because you can actually, my body actually absorbs and understands and feels it, because it's not confused as to what's happening. That's I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Space.
I like when I hear music that's really every space is filled up. I cannot listen to it because I cannot hear it, you know.
Or we
So
can listen to it in a certain state of mind, but not constantly because we feel pounded, yeah, or blasted, or it's not a participation.
but I guess I've always
Yeah.
been that way. I don't know if growing up with
I think the
Hawaiian kind
kihoalo,
music like
yeah,
that, Kiualu, listening to pops, listening to uncles at luau's play their music, and um,
Mhm.
it was, I think, was all that influences,
yeah.
you know.
And a lot of the songs when he's playing, some of those on this album is kihoalo, yeah, but his own style, and so that
Right.
that lends to something different happening. But the other musician,
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, the other musicians, getting to the other musicians, um, when a song happens, sometimes I'll tell Auntie, oh, this is the feeling I like, or maybe like, what song is that?
Well, I'm going to mention one because Alex Zerny, you might have met him, but he's on
Jazz
Island.
Pub, yeah.
Yeah, he tunes pianos. He can play any kind of stuff. Dear friends, most of them have become dear friends, and
I just messaged him the day before yesterday to tune my piano.
oh, he's so good.
He's good.
He's so good. He's an amazing. You should do a Kapa Cafe with him and ask him when he started
If he's
playing.
watching, Alex, I need you to tune that Rhodes.
But he never sit down and jam with you after. Because
I just messaged him like a couple of days ago to tune, and I said I need a piano tuned, and everybody was tagging him.
Oh yeah, no, he's
good.
and he loves to eat. He loves good food. So
Oh, perfect.
and then he plays music and
Yeah. So he came over here and tuned Auntie's piano, and after that we just Connie after that, you know, and eat, and he leaves happy, and you know, we pay him, and he's
and so
good.
it's the song. It's like, okay, the song, because we lay down first the ukulele or guitar, and then Paul. Well, it's usually ukulele, guitar, us. Each one's different, but then it's like, what does this song need?
Or
What does
I
the song
hear-
want?
Yeah.
Because it starts to have its own life. So
Yeah,
it's not
right.
us, it's the song. And that
Right.
one, Alex, what do you hear? So they're collaborations in some way, at least the arrangements, because
Yeah.
you find and you let them know what the feeling is. But to me, the rhythm already is the feeling. Because when I write words to he'll go, see what you've got. And I just put the headphones, I listen, often the whole song will come because the energy of it, the energy tells you what it wants to be. So it's like being a conduit for energy that connects to whatever the story is. And I love that you say storyteller because that's so much a part of it.
It's
You guys
beautiful.
also have the legend, Hawaii's legend, helping you, Mr. Sunny Live.
Yes.
You know, like when you say the word simple, simple does not mean plain or less creative. When we use the word simple in music, it's actually a big word, you know, with less is more, leaving that space. Sunny is that player. Sunny is not the guy you call to shred all over the place. Sunny is the guy you call when you need the ambience of that guitar to set the tone. And he's kind of that guy where you don't go, hey, Sonny, play this, play this, play this. You just go, okay, Sonny, do your thing. And then it brings the song to life. And he's the perfect complement with your music. Just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He's amazing.
we
And
usually-
generous heart.
Generous.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Yeah.
But
Generous.
you know, I'm still learning when it comes to that. When like I say, I'm still green, still learning.
Uncle?
Uh,
Our whole life.
Oh, let's just say this.
I never knew what people meant when they said, "Oh, let me know if you need help." When it came to music, and I'm learning. But anyway, uh, the musicians when I tell Auntie, like, what that song, what happened? No, one of the songs, the violin is on it. She's from Russia, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I tell Auntie, oh, I hear these, and she goes online, she finds music, and then she tells me, oh, how about this? And I listen to it. I said, oh, yeah. And then I contact.
It was because an NPR story about digitally and people are home, right? And so what's the feeling? Yeah.
Yeah,
Listening.
so
What's the
we send
feeling?
them some music sometimes, like this percussionists and drummers, and I'm gonna knock on Jazz door. uh, um,
The song Delirium. The song Delirium.
and so Auntie find, like, this Bruno Barak, who, she finds these musicians. They're in Brazil or whatever, and we contact them, and they we send them the song. If you feel anything, whatever, and they do something, they send it back, and oh yeah, and then so we go back and forth a couple times, and then we get it, and then we take it to Lock.
Wow.
Technology.
Yeah.
I have worked with
Amazing.
people from out of state that I've never even conversed with. Just
Yeah, and so that's the music. And John Hawes, you probably know John Hawes. He
Oh, wow. He's so amazing too.
he was on Red Wine and Blue Skies. That's how we first met him. And then Auntie made it a point to keep in touch with him. And if you notice, this whole album, the only bass he's not on is Sonny Lim. The rest is him. And like, we sent him some music at first and asked him, which song would you like to, you think you want to do something
What do you
on?
feel?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
would pick a couple, and then come to find out he was on all of them. So all of them except Listen to Her Heartbeat that Sonny is playing bass with. And yeah, so he just, they're amazing. And we got to play with him at this Ward's Rafters at Kaimoki on Oahu. And he came with Elliot, the piano player, and three of us, and Auntie, four of us. We got to know him better. These guys, they're humble, and they're kind, and
Yeah.
And they feel energy too.
yeah.
That's the energy of the music. But I want to also say, and you know this so well, Jazz, the person really who's recording, doing the engineering, they're as much a musician as anyone, and they're so important. So this album, and we've got two more in the works. Locke Lynch, he came and hung out. He needed to get away from Honolulu. And
Younger guy.
yeah, he came and hung out with us. He stayed with us for almost 2 weeks, and we ate and we just recorded. He said, I don't know, but let's try it out and turn this room into a recording studio. We can't do any editing. We're gonna record it really just flat, good, clean recordings, and back in the studio, work with it. And I forget how, oh boy, we recorded enough for 4 CDs, really.
Yeah,
Wow.
So we have
20 something songs.
we have a whole Kihoala one, which is really what
Wow.
I was playing for years. We still haven't recorded them, or we've recorded the more, modern kind of stuff he does. But so Locke was really important. Damon is awesome. He
Love him.
records Paul, and we just go in and he just, he knows how to hear and make the best sound, and he knows what to do. So and then Sunny Lim, it's just awesome. So
Yeah.
they're equally important.
Where do
More
you
important, maybe.
do you folks have any digital platforms, or is the CD available to download?
You're gonna find out how much we're more into creating the music than what we do with it at the end. But anyway, we were getting ready with the digital platform, and we watched the movie Social Dilemma, and it stopped everything for me. It's like, was so ready to launch. But anyway,
We watched it too, and we understand.
it's, yeah. And
But
we
Auntie, make it sure Auntie's working on something.
But
too.
we want to give you a link to SoundCloud and make that available, because really it's about sharing the energy of place. The songs on this one, it's a Pili Aina series. These are the songs that's like, oh my goodness, this place we love, all the things around us. We just got to talk about Aue Noho'i.
Yeah. I know we're going to run out of time, but a lot of these songs were done in like 2012.
Wow.
You know, and because this other brother, I don't know if you know him, Brother John, I call him, big Hawaiian brother. I gave him the CD, and you know, a lot of people, they don't have CD players anymore except in their cars. So he's driving his big Dodge truck, driving around in Waimea early in the morning. I get this phone call about like 6:30 or 7 in the morning, and he goes, "Oh, bro, I'm listening to your song. I love the groove." So, and then he calls me up maybe like 10 minutes later. He goes, "Whoa, I'm listening to the lyrics." He goes, "Oh, bro." This is heavy stuff, man.
But that's the thing, make it sweet, because life is sweet and sour.
Yeah,
But,
for sure, right?
yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
No, but Auntie, what if what if they want the physical copy? How can we get a physical copy?
The physical copy right now, because we're doing this as we're getting other things ready. The website right now, they can, Apokolani.com. They can reach us and get the physical copy.
Okay.
The website is I'm remaking the website. That'll happen soon. There's going to be a whole new format and platform. But meanwhile, and we would like through SoundCloud to make it available for free right now for people who are listening here. Not sure how long we'll leave it on that way, at least probably until the new year. And we have all the rest. But yes, that we'll send you some other links, because also this comes out of our Aina work. Place comes through so many of the songs. So it's a collaboration in so many ways. Yeah.
Or I'm gonna post that website below this YouTube link, so everybody can actually, if you're interested in the physical copy, you can just click on the link. And then if you want to get into the SoundCloud, we'll also post that when that is Makoka, we'll put it right here as well, so that they have access.
Yeah. SoundCloud is ready, so I'm going to get that to you right away. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Jazz, any closing thoughts, Jazz?
No, thank you. Let me know when you want to hang out with me.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look at that.
I don't know if you know of Jeff Haynes.
It sounds really familiar. I probably do.
Who he played with? Auntie found him.
All kind of people.
He plays
Cassandra Wilson to all kinds.
Percussions with Cassandra Wilson. I don't know if you know that, that kind of stuff. I call that my $1,000 song. One song, but
we haven't.
It's maybe about 5 years old. It's called "The More I Want to Do, the More I Get Confused," and it's
great time.
it's a percussion player. He did plenty work. A harmonica player. What's his name?
Will Gallison.
Will Gallison. They from the East Coast. Brian McCree playing stand-up bass.
Yeah, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recorded him. He had to go in the bathroom because the sound was too loud.
Recording in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Brian McCree and myself and three of us are singing in and out. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know why I'm saying that, but
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We want to continue, of course, just expressing our aloha and mahalo to both of you for making time today. And of course, you can get online, apokolani.com, and get your physical copy. And then for this entire interview, this will be available on YouTube, and it'll be up on our Kapa Facebook. I will be sharing it on all our digital platforms as well. Uncle Keoki, Auntie Yvonne, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
And you
so
folks, we love you. We love all your energy, all you do for many dimensions. Talk about conscious living.
Yeah, both of you. And don't stop laughing.
Yes.
This is one thing I tell Auntie all the time. I keep telling her we should sell this T-shirt, but it belongs to me only right now. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see. Poi, take time to eat some.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, but
that's a perfect ending. Perfect ending, Uncle.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you guys too.
You. And thank you for the videos in the back. I'm going, whoa, we're doing some of our videos back there.
I thought YouTube, I was like, this is going to be in the background.
Oh,